tens of millions of Americans crossing their fingers, doing their victory dances with great hope, sending up prayers, doing whatever it took, hoping their lottery numbers were going to be called last night after more than 2 months, 19 drawings without a winner. Finally, we had 3 Powerball winners in the states of California, Tennessee, and Florida. Of course, now what is the next step? It's claiming that money and holding on to it. We had to go to our man, attorney Andrew Stoltmann. He's represented half a dozen lottery winners didn't have such good luck after they won the money. Okay, Andrew, first of all, the 3 states we mentioned there, are these good states to win in? Can you stay anonymous?
They're not. There's 6 states where you can remain anonymous.
Okay.
Those 3 are not the states. And, it's a huge, huge problem because these people win the lottery, their names are published, they literally become targeted from people across the world. And most of the people who win the lottery just don't have that financial infrastructure in place to handle this sort of money.
And, we talk a lot about relatives coming out of the woodwork, but it's not just relatives. It's everybody who's got an investment idea. It's a lot of slick con artists who are a lot more sophisticated than the average person who's not used to having this much money. How can they protect themselves?
It's hard. I mean, the first thing you have to do is you have to get the team in place. You have to have multiple sets of eyes all watching the money, because if you don't do that, there's a problem. And as Warren Buffett said, rule number 1 of investing is don't lose any money. And
that's good.
and it's easy to do. So don't do anything for a while. Get your team in place, relax as best you can, and then try to manage it.
It was, Steve Martin said years ago, here's how you become rich. First, get $1 million. And then, so now, once we know what these winners are, too, you talked about how they got to protect themselves. There's just no way of getting around a lot of the taxes, though. California, I guess, is one of the worst states to win in if you're going to win.
California is without a doubt the worst state because on amounts over $1 million, you have to pay 13% for a state, not federal,
just
for the state tax.
Wow.
So, what I advise is if you win in a state like California, move to a state like Florida then turn the ticket because you have 180 days to do it.
Oh, that's a great point. So you can actually wait. That's completely legal. You've won. You've known you've won. You go establish residency somewhere else, and you say, oh, by the way, I have this ticket. We've been watching this too as well. At the 7-Eleven there in California, all these people showed up to celebrate, and I don't know if they understand that. Like, if you win the lottery, you don't go to the 7-Eleven. You go to the 7-Eleven if you won $260 or the CVS or whatever. But if you won like a couple $100 million, they don't have it in the register there, right?
No, and I don't get it. I mean, I wouldn't be there to celebrate. If I won, I'd celebrate, but I wouldn't celebrate at the store.
Such a strange thing. Very quickly, your worst horror story about somebody who won and almost ended up wishing they hadn't won.
Probably my worst story is I represented a 67-year-old gentleman, won $6 million in the Wisconsin lottery. Friends, family members, and bad investments wiped him out. And he said to me, I'll never forget this. He said, I wish I had never won the lottery.
It's just heartbreaking because not only did he lose his money, but he found out that a lot of the family and friends and loved ones he thought he had were interested in more
bad stuff.
Okay, Andrew, thank you so much.
Anytime.
We appreciate
Thank you.
it.